Hey guys, what's up? Been having some issues with the POA out in the yard. Ooh. And bought a little tool to help me out. I want to show you though. I did have this idea. Here's the results from me trying to paint some weed killer on some POA. All right, so this is what I'm going to use. It's 41% glyphosate. I think I bought it off Amazon for $21, $22. I'm just going to pour it straight in a little measuring cup and paint it on with a paintbrush. See what happens. One thing I'm noticing, it's kind of thick. Hopefully it just gets down to the root of each one. Careful not to, try not to get it on the good grass. All right, I think that's a good test right there. Let's just see how that works. That was this area over here in the yard. We got off a handful of them. Let's see how that works, see if it kills them off, what it does before we go large scale. All right, you can see those dead spots. And I painted on the grass killer on the POA in those few spots. And it did seem to work. It worked great. I mean, it killed. The problem is, though, if you look, it kind of looks like it killed out some of the bluegrass all around it. Like, it got in the soil a little bit and took out some extra stuff. You can see in there. Killed both the POA and some of the bluegrass. I seen this weed puller tool on Amazon, and I bought one and I gave it a try. I've already messed around with it a little bit up here, getting rid of some of the POA, and it seems to work pretty decent. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to use it on the bottom down there. So this is the tool. It's a FISKARS weed puller. I'll put a link in the description kind of so you can find it. But basically how it works, it's got these little spikes, and you stab it in the ground. You know, here would be the POA right in the middle. The weed would go in the middle. You stab it in the ground, and then when you tilt it backwards, these things crunch shut on it, pulled up out of the ground. And it's got this little slidey part here to shoot it loose once you have it. So let me show you how it works. So just stab that right in the middle, down, boom. Then you just, as you can see, it pulled that POA up pretty good. That easy. There's a little bit of bluegrass in it, but not much. This is just all the POAs. Ripped up roots and all. But I did up here, I'd say from about here up, I did spread some potting soil down on the ground. Tried to fill some of the holes in, so you can see. Still a little cold out the seed. And I'm not all the way done yet, but that's a start. But it's a neat little tool to help get the weeds up out of the ground pretty quick and easy. Better than, see, the problem with this was going to be, that's 2 weeks ago. There's still a tad bit of green left, but for the most part it's dead. But how long is that going to take to completely decompose and let the grass come in over it, you know? So at least this way I get rid of it, get it out of there, and I think it'll grow in quicker that way. And besides, it's a lot quicker to use that one punch and take them out than sit there and keep painting on poison on each and every one of them. All right, so I've been using that FISKARS weed puller. Worked on the POA. Did as much as I could. That was a lot of work. Took a lot of 5-gallon buckets full. I'm tearing those POAs up, but You can see, not too bad. Let's get a kind of close up at it. It took a while. I mean, this area looks like a bombing run, but better than having all that POA. There's still some issues, but without spraying weed killer all over the yard, I think Image might work, I'm not sure. I used some grass killer. There's one of my experiments right there. As you can see, I used grass killer on it, and it killed them out real good. But that was probably 3 weeks ago. John Rocky, you're in the way. That was probably 3 weeks ago. I would have that all over my yard if I just went all over. Looks a lot better. It's not perfect. And as the POA gets bigger, I keep pulling them out. Kind of have to wait for them to grow up out of bluegrass to really locate them now, which is a lot better than before. I had no problems finding them before. So as you can see, here's a little natural fertilizer from Greene. You can see all the areas that she likes to go pee in. And the grass has just exploded in all those little areas. So remember a few weeks ago, that was a scalped area there. It went all the way down to the roots, all the way down to the ground. And it's fine. Same thing over here. You know, that was scalped all the way down, but this champion ryegrass comes right back, so no issues. Funny. I'm gonna have to fertilize or something just to get it all the same color at this point. Maybe just spray it down with some iron. I definitely think it looks a lot better. It's still really discolored. And I have sprayed some irons down on the grass and whatnot. Try to get it all the same color. It's still pretty cold out. It's probably in the high 30s, low 40s right now. So it's still early in the season. It's not perfect, but boy, a lot of that stuff's gone. I mean, so you like to wait till some of it, you can see some right here. And then some right there. Once it gets a little bigger, it's a little easier to pull. It's kind of mixed in real well right now. And I'd love to be able to spray a pre-emergent down, but I plan on doing some reseeding in this, at least around the edges. I probably could do a pre-emergent down the middle and be okay. I'm just not sure if, because of all these holes I made pulling the POA up out, if I want to reseed even in the middle now. It's discolored, but you just don't see the weeds, and it really needs to be mowed. It hasn't been mowed in a week or two, so it could really use a mow job. Well, that's one way to get rid of some POA without spraying chemicals, though. It looks a lot better. It was a lot of work, though. You can still see some here and there. Oh well. We'll keep chipping away at it. Every time I put the bucket up and put the puller up, I see some I missed. And I sit here and I pull out until I think I got almost everything. It's funny. Every couple days I come out with the puller and just start pulling it out. I don't know if I'm fighting a losing battle and it's just gonna keep growing back over and over again. But we'll give it a shot for a while because that's about all I can do. So, all right. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one.